So today I've come on a gaming hunt and I've sort of come back to the place where it's almost like my spiritual gaming hunting home, if you like. So I've come to Stockport. Now I've not been to Stockport for over 20 years, probably 23 years. I used to live around Stockport, I used to work up in Stockport. But I've not been here for a long time, but this is where it all started for me. I used to come here and buy games, usually sort of Super Nintendo, Game Boy, N64, but yeah, I've not been back here for years, so interesting to see just how much it's changed. That's the town centre down there. I know there's a Cex here and a few other shops, so let's go see what we can find today. Interesting. So yeah, it's really surreal being back here because I've not been for years and it's so different, and yet I do recognise a lot of places. So yeah, it's just a weird feeling coming back. But there is a Cex up here, so that's where I'm going to go first. So here we are in Stockport Cex. So this is the first time I've been in this Cex, never been in this one before. Didn't used to be there when I used to roam these streets of Stockport. Some interesting games in the glass cabinets here. Nothing that sort of took my eye or that I could afford, but some interesting games. Mega Man 2 there. It's quite noisy in this store, so if you're wondering why I've suddenly gone to a voiceover rather than have the background store noise, there was a guy trying to buy an iPad and he was being quite loud about it, so I thought rather than keep the sort of in-video sound, I'd just do a bit of a voiceover. Pitfall on the SNES there, box not in too bad condition. But yeah, some decent games in there. They had quite a lot of stock actually for most of the consoles. I think I'd said in a previous video that PlayStation 2 stock seems to be dwindling a little bit, but they had a fair bit in here. Omerta City of Gangsters, that's come down in price, £5 now. I'm sure it was about £18 not too long ago. Decent game though. PlayStation 3 section. One or two interesting ones in here, and there's me using that word interesting yet again. Here's one you don't see all that often. So Ghostbusters the game, but also bundled with it the Blu-ray movie of the first Ghostbusters film as well. It's a £12 price on that, but not too common. Wasn't tempted at that point though. This was a decent find. Metal Gear Solid 4 25th anniversary edition. They priced it up at £3.50, which is the same price as the standard edition. And just to show you, standard edition there, £3.50 as well. Did I pick that one up though? You'll find out later in the video. Top Gun Hard Luck, that's not a game I've seen around much. £25 price on that though. Nice Turok steelbook there, I've already got that. But yeah, I've not seen that Top Gun game before. Like I said, decent selection of PlayStation 2 games in here. Leisure Suit Larry, one for the dads. Here's one I've not seen around that much. Sivaria, I think it's called. Sivaria. £12 on that. Shoot 'em up. Nice lenticular sleeve on Rayman 3 as well. The box just looked a little bit dodgy though, so I didn't pick this one up. Not bad for £4. And here's one that I'd seen a few weeks ago, another CEX. £20 at the moment on the call. I'm sure that had been a lot more a couple of weeks ago, maybe £28, so that seems to have come down in price. Over at the Wii section, not much here, but they did have a copy of Sin and Punishment. Great game, this one. £28, so quite pricey, but it's a really good game. Not a huge amount of Wii U games there. Glass cabinet as well, Silent Hill in there. Zombies Ate My Neighbours on the Mega Drive, that's a good game. Techromancer, I used to have that when I had my Dreamcast. Small selection of GameCube games, and that was it. That there used to be my game shop. It was Electronics Boutique for a bit as well, but that was game, and that was gone. I got Chorok Dinosaur Hunter from there. Converters, which we're going to have a quick look in now. And across the road is Glitch Games and Ale. See, food and basically a games bar. Looks alright.
Do you actually do the SIM cards, or would I be able to get the SIM cards
check
from
this
you?
out, Joe.
Right. I'm sorry.
Look at these. Hack Outbreak. $59.99. Hack Quarantine. $79.99. And they've even got Hack Mutation. $29.99. 3 games you don't see around all that often. You're only missing part 1, I think. And you have the full set. Set you back a bit though.
You didn't realise I'm your
That's quite a good game. Asphalt 3D from what I hear. Can't see how much it is though in it. Shame.
How do we hit each other?
So there used to be 2 video game shops down here. I don't think they'll be here anymore. I'm just going to have a quick look and check. An old stage door. That's been there for years. I remember that place. No, it's not there anymore. Can't remember which one it was. I think it was that one there. No, no longer there. Sad times. See Big Smiths, see what's in there. This didn't used to be here. Wall of PlayStation.
We need to buy it. Ooh.
I actually really fancy getting some of these. Why? I don't know. I'm not sure where I'd put them. I don't think I've got any more room for any more lights, but I just think they look quite cool. A bit pricey for 30 quid though, maybe. What do you reckon? Would they look good? And this is another game I quite like the look of. To Jaya, currently $14.99. Decent price. So, yeah, interesting to come back here. Like I say, I've not been back to Stockport for over 20 odd years. Place where I used to come and do my game hunting. I picked up a few bits today, mainly CEX as usual. Not too much more around. But yeah, interesting to come back. I'll show you what I picked up in the games room. Not loads, like I say, just one or two bits. But yeah, nice day. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the games room. So that was a little bit of a trip back in time for me almost, because yeah, that was a return to my sort of hometown, I guess. It's where I kind of grew up back in the day, and like I said, I've not been back to Stockport for the best part of 23 years really. I moved to Bolton in around 2001, but yeah, never been back to Stockport. So yeah, that was a trip back in time, very nostalgic for me. Amazing how much had sort of changed in that town centre, and yet how much I still sort of recognised and remembered. Certain shops that used to be there. Very strange to see a lot of them gone, but I guess that's quite sort of common now with a lot of our town centres in the UK at the moment. There's a huge amount of regeneration going on. Some towns are starting to slide a little bit. I don't know, Stockport maybe somewhere in between. There seems to be a lot of new shops going up and a lot of building work. A lot of shops that I used to visit have gone. So like Game had disappeared now. I think it's in Sports Direct as it is with most now. But there were two video game shops that I used to use back in the day. One was called Active Minds, ran by a guy called Cliff. I wonder what he's doing now, but yeah, that had gone. There used to be another game shop across the road from there as well, but yeah, again, that had gone. Wasn't really expecting them to still be there, but kind of sad in a way to walk down that street, like, however many times I did it as a kid, and for them to not be there. So yeah, quite sad, but no, it was a nice trip there. Didn't find a huge amount of games. I wasn't planning to buy a massive amount of games or anything like that this week, because just post Christmas the budget was a little bit smaller than I would normally take. Plus, I'd also been to the Trafford Centre in Manchester, a big sort of shopping centre, mall type place if you like, and bought a couple of games from Game the night before. So my budget had slimmed right down after that. So yeah, it was an interesting, a few places to go. Interesting little sort of games bar there as well called Glitch. We didn't get a chance to go in, but I know my little brother has been in there and he says it's really good, so I will at some point maybe give that place a go. Yeah, interesting to go back. And I used that word a lot, didn't I, in the footage? Interesting, and it was interesting for different reasons. So I'll get into the games that I picked up. I'll show you the ones that I got from Game in the Trafford Centre first. So if you've been watching my videos, you'll know that I've had quite a lot of luck in that game in the Trafford Centre over the past year. So after Christmas last year, they did a 50% off bin. So it was like all the games had marked prices on them and they all had them with 50% off. And I did really well out of that. This time they had... It was like a basket with tons of games, and they were all just marked a flat rate of £4.98. There was a huge amount of certain titles, so there was a massive stack of PlayStation 4 version of Yakuza. I can't remember which Yakuza game it was, but all the boxes, and because they came in the cardboard sleeve and the insert was like a cardboard box as well, they were in a right mess. And they must have had about 30 of them. And I did look to see if I could find a decent copy, but no, they just weren't worth picking up in the state that they were in. They also had quite a few copies of Like a Dragon as well on the Xbox One, but I've already got that. So there wasn't a huge amount of sort of range of games, but I did pick up 3 at £4.98 each. They were actually not bad buys. Also, unusually with this selection of games that I picked up this week, I don't think I've actually played any of these ever before, so I've never played them or owned them before, so that's quite unusual for me with gaming grabs. Usually I do pick up some that I've had in the past or played in the past and are rebuying them, but I think with this lot, I don't think I've actually played any of these before. So maybe sort of played one or two of them actually, but different versions of them. So I'll get into the game pickups first. Grab a brew. So the first one is Catherine Full Body on the PlayStation 4. So yeah, I've not played this one before. I have played the original Catherine on the Xbox 360. Very weird game, but fun. But yeah, very weird. So I thought I'd give that one a go at £4.98. Again, I sort of picked up the one that was in the best condition. So the outer sleeve was actually in pretty good nick. And it is a steelbook as well, and you know I love a steelbook. So yeah, it's a nice steelbook, very bright colours, and all complete as usual. So yeah, that's a decent pickup, an interesting one. I must stop using that word interesting, overusing that word. So yeah, Catherine Full Body, £4.98. Currently sells in CEX for £18, and you get a voucher for that for £12, I think. So if it's not for me, which it might not be, yeah, I'll be quids in on that one. So yeah, good pickup. Another one, and they had loads of copies of this, not just in that bargain bin, but they had loads of them on the shelf as well. And it is Shining, I'm trying to make sure I don't drop it out the bottom, Shining Resonance Refrain. This is the Draconic Launch Edition. Again, £4.98, PlayStation 4. Again, this one was actually in really decent condition. There was only a couple of these in good condition. But again, it's a unusual kind of steelbook version of this. It's more like a steel case rather than a steelbook, because you've got the normal standard PlayStation 4 game box inside, but it did have this, it's like a steel case with two sides to it, which is a bit unusual, but still guess you class that as a steelbook in a way, tin edition maybe. But yeah, £4.98 again. CEX again, selling that for £12 at the moment, and you get an £8 voucher on that. So once again, I've not played it. I know it's an RPG, or a JRPG I should say, and I have been picking up these kind of niche-y, quirky games recently. I picked up the World End Syndrome as well, which they had in that sale again, but I actually picked it up a while ago for cheaper than £4.98. But yeah, I've been picking up these sort of big box games and giving them a quick go, and I will give this one a quick go as well, but don't know much about it. But yeah, nice copy of that. And then the last one from game was Shenmue 1 and 2 on the Xbox One. So again, £4.98. They had loads of Xbox One games in there actually, but a lot of them I didn't feel like they were going to really, sort of the £4.98 price seemed a little bit high maybe for some of them. But this one, I know CEX again, £8 they sell this for. You get £5 voucher on it, so £4.98. I won't lose any money on that, but that's one that I will be keeping. And I have actually played Shenmue 1. I played it on the Dreamcast back in the day before I sold my Dreamcast. It makes me shudder every time I say that, but yeah, I did play that, but I've never played Shenmue 2. So nice pickup that. 2 games for one, £4.98. So those were the pickups from game. And then the games that I got from Stockport, mainly from well, they were all from CEX. There wasn't much else happening. You'll have seen in the footage went into Cash Converters as well. Didn't have a huge amount in there. I mean, they had enough, but the prices were a bit wild, and anything decent I'd already got. The only ones I did spot in there were the Hack Dot games. There was 3 copies of that. Massive, huge prices on them. Slightly cheaper than CEX prices, if I remember. They were missing part 1, which is unusual. I wonder if someone's just bought the part 1. Don't know, but yeah, interesting to see those in there. And like I've said before, Cash Converters, you can find some really decent finds in Cash Converters. And again, prices can be sort of a bit wild, a bit different, but every now and then you do pick up some really good bargains in them. And yeah, you do find some quirky hard to find games in Cash Converters quite often, so I do like going in Cash Converters, but there was nothing there for me today. So yeah, the pickups I got from Cex, all fairly cheap and cheerful, to be fair. The one that I did miss out on, because I totally forgot about it, and you'll have seen it in the footage, was Metal Gear Solid 4 25th Anniversary Edition on PlayStation 3. And they'd priced that up at £3.50, which is the price for the standard edition of that game. I actually bought the 25th Anniversary Edition in a similar circumstance it might have even been the year before that, for £3.50, maybe £4, I think it was then. But it does trade in for, well, they sell it for 18, it trades in for 12. So I could quite easily pick that game up, gone out the shop, took the stickers off, gone back in, and got a voucher for £12. Why I didn't do it, I don't know. But somebody else somewhere will have picked up that and got themselves a bit of a bargain. So maybe it's a good deed for the day. I don't know. So the games that I did pick up, like I say, cheap and cheerful. One or two of them I'm sort of like taking a bit of a punt on. First one is Aqua Wetrix 2, only £2. The reason I picked that one up is because I'd not seen that cover before, and I think it probably is like a European release of it. I know the UK release is more of a sort of plain blue cover with the character on the front. But yeah, the different sort of case made it stand out a little bit, so I thought I'll grab that for £2. Puzzle game, sequel to Wetrix. Don't know a huge amount about it, but at £2 I thought I'll give that a go, add that in. So £2. Then next up, again because it was cheap, not had it, and I've never played I've not played this game before actually. I think I've watched someone play it on an Amiga or a Commodore maybe. James Pond, codename RoboCod, £2, PlayStation 2 version. But I'll give it a go. I always remember them playing James Pond on some of the sort of UK gaming shows when they used to do challenges. They used to do, it might have been on Games Master. They used to do speed run challenges for during the sort of golden joystick challenges on that show. I'm sure they did James Pond once or twice. So yeah, never had this game. We'll give it a go, see what it's like. James Pond, codename RoboCod. Next up, again PlayStation 2. This one needs a new box because it's a little bit grubby. See how it goes, but it's Siphon Filter, the Omega strain, £3. I thought that was quite cheap actually. It's not one you see around all that often. I think this is the 4th in the Siphon Filter series, and it was the first PlayStation 2 game. I know it was the first one to have like online net play as well. I'm sure the first 3 were on PlayStation 1 and this was the 4th. Not 100% sure what it's like. I've only actually ever played the original Siphon Filter on PlayStation 1. Didn't play either of the other two, so no idea what sort of direction it went after that one. Possibly looking at the back, it looks a little bit more maybe arcade shooter rather than sort of stealthy duck and cover kind of game that the first one was, but we'll see. I'll give that one a go. 3 Nintendo Wii games next. Scarface, The World Is Yours, £2. Again, never played this, but these sort of maturer, well, like if you like grown up Wii games, I'm quite liking picking these up, just adding to the collection. £2, can't go wrong. Great cover on that. Interesting fact, I've never seen Scarface. Never seen that film. Really should do. There's a load of bucket list kind of films that I've never seen and I really should watch them, but yeah, never seen that. Really like the disc on that as well. Very film noir. But yeah, £2, thought I'd give that a go. I've got the Godfather on the Wii not that long ago, so I'll go alongside that quite nicely. Next up, this is one that I see around a lot and I've never picked it up, even though I do like those kind of aerial dogfight kind of games. But saw it in there today, and £1.50. I thought, let's grab that. Heat Seeker. Yeah, again, don't know a huge amount about it, but like I said, I do like kind of the aerial dogfight type games. I'll give it a go. £1.50. What's to lose? Looks all right. And again, we've got Koro Rimper. So again, I kind of like the Wii sort of library of these niche, quirky puzzle games that it has. It does have quite a few sort of similar kind of games. I can't remember any off the top of my head, but it does. And this is another one. This is like a table maze ball rolling kind of game. Sort of, I don't know, like a bit like Marble Madness in a way, or even like Monkey Ball to a degree. But yeah, it looks all right. Koro Rimper. Don't really see it on. I don't think I've seen another version of that anywhere. I'm not sure if it's available on the DS. Possibly not, but yeah, give that a go. Looks very cute. And then the last one. So I have kind of played this. I've played the PS Vita version of it, and it's really good. Pixel Junior really liked that version as well. So I saw this and thought, let's get it on the PlayStation 4 as well. And it's Tearaway Unfolded. So the PS Vita version is really good, a lot of fun. And at £4, I thought, let's give it a go on a proper console on the PlayStation 4. So yeah, those were the pickups from Stockport and from the Trafford Centre. Not a huge amount spent there. Wasn't intending to spend a huge amount. Don't intend to spend a huge amount this month. Having said that, I have found out that our local car boot sale is going to start up again early in a couple of weeks. They don't normally start up until sort of mid to end February, but for whatever reason they advertised the other day that it's going to start in January. So back to the car boots. That's what we like to hear. I just hope the weather gets a little bit warmer, because it's been absolutely freezing, and I don't want to miss out on that first car boot sale of 2024. But that is for another video. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for pressing play. Really appreciate all the support and all the watches, likes, comments, everything that you guys do for the channel. Yeah, thank you so much for it. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, if you can drop a subscription, that would be much appreciated. If you've liked this video, if you can give it a thumbs up. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.